The joy of free speech, and it's something that you have in a far more protected fashion in America than we have here. We have the illusion of free speech in Australia. Means you can say whatever you want, including really stupid things. And somebody was, the star of the class, of their law class in New York, and decided to go, well, in my view, way too far, bashing up the police, getting into the worst of the politics of the Middle East. Yet it's taken a full 2 weeks for anyone in charge of the university to say, yeah, not cool.
Yeah, and it's a taxpayer-funded university. It's the City University of New York. And this is their second controversy in about 2 weeks. They had another professor who turned over. She was at CUNY, Hunter. In any event, this one turned over a pro-life table and got in the face of pro-life students. And then when the New York Post caught up with her to say, hey, why'd you do that? She pulled a machete out on the guy's neck. That's their other professor. Now you got this girl who gets asked to speak at the law school graduation, who decides, she's from Yemen, by the way, all right? Or Yemen by way of Queens. She gets up there to say that the NYPD is a bunch of fascists, that the military, the U.S. military, are a bunch of fascists, that Israel is a bunch of colonial settlers. What else did she say? That they indiscriminately rain bullets and bombs down on innocent worshipers. Okay, sure they do. I mean, we've heard this lie about Israel so many times. When they go out of their way to try to protect against hitting civilians, they only strike back when it's military. Anyway, we could go down the list, but all these lies, it's all the favorite targets, because that's how they think in Yemen. Though it's also happening right here in New York City, because, as I point out, she's a leftist from Queens after Yemen. So the publicly funded university has absolutely no problem with this, Paul. It happened 2 weeks ago. They did absolutely nothing. And now that it's blown up into a story, they issue a statement saying, oh, we are 100% against hate speech. Hate speech has no place here at CUNY. Well, what happened over those 2 weeks? Because you seem to have absolutely no problem with hate speech until the media glommed onto this story and started embarrassing you. And believe me, they still have no problem with it. It's only the fact that it's taxpayer funded that has made them feel they need to say something. And at the same time, guess what they're not saying? What's going to happen to her? What's the remedy? Where's the discipline? What's your solution to make sure this never happens again? Because it's turned into a problem. Last year, they had another student who got up there, said all sorts of controversial things about Israel. When they say you permit, what you permit, you promote. And that's what's happening. And past is prologue. So what are we going to get next year? I think we all know.